Bosses in Elden Ring are brutal. They hit like trucks, they've got absurd amounts of HP, and with the DLC, it feels straight up impossible to one-shot them. But here's the thing, that's only true if you're not subbed to Hawk Live. In this video, we are going to break Elden Ring, one-shotting all major bosses one by one. We're starting the run with the absolute worst class, having nothing at all. And in just a few hours, we'll go from this to this. No glitches, no bugs, no rune trades, just pure fair play. So grab a snack, get comfy, and let's dive in. Do you know how every great run starts? That's right, with the rules. And for this playthrough, they're ridiculously simple. Every boss we meet dies in one hit, no exceptions. One button press counts as the shot, whether it's a melee swing, a spell, or an Ash of War. No bugs, no cheats, no summons. And the most important part, it has to be easy to repeat by everyone. Or almost everyone. Alright, rules are set, let's go. We drop into the lands between and the wind hits our bare cheeks. Nobody likes us, everything wants us dead, and that's fine. So we grab our Lambo from Melina, mount up, and start vacuuming every advantage the map will give us. First we kill the Scarab on the bridge and grab the Ash of War Determination. Then we go for the buffs, Golden Vow, Howl of Shabriri, and Flame Grant Me Strength. Of course we'll also pick up the Flask of Wondrous Physic, and for it we'll grab the Faith Knot, Strength Knot, and Spiked Crack Tier. For talismans, we will get Radagon's Talisman and the Axe Talisman. That's it for our buff list. Now it's time for materials. To collect the remaining materials, we need two parts. The Dectus Medallion. We take one in Fort Faroth where we got Radagon's Talisman, and the second in Fornhot. We are going to buy the crafting kit from Kale and head straight for the recipes of Blood Boil Aromatic, Roped Fetid Pot, and Sleeping Pots. Then we will get the perfumes and pots for these recipes. On the way, we scoop up tons of materials to actually craft all this stuff. Mushrooms, root resin, cave moss, and whatever else we can get our hands on. Basically, if it shines, pick it up. For weapon upgrades, we'll need 6 smithing stones, level 1 and level 2, plus the smithing stone miner's bell bearing 2. Along the way, we'll grab a couple of stone sword keys, golden foot, and some runes. With those runes, we'll buy somber smithing stones from level 1 to 4, and for levels 5 and 6, we'll pick them up in those two locations. And the last two things are the weapons, Golden Order Seal and the Giant Crusher. To make it easier, I'll drop a map with all the item locations, from Limgrave all the way to the Altus Plateau. So we've got everything we need, but we're still missing Strength for the Giant Crusher and Faith for our buffs. And what's the fastest way to fix that? The answer is gravity. We head to Caelid right here, wait until nightfall, stand on the other side of the bridge, use the golden foot we picked up earlier, and just wait until the Knight's Cavalry drops straight down. Then pump all the points into strength and teleport to another part of Caelid right here. Wait until night again, and a Deathbird will spawn. Don't fight her. Instead, walk to this cliff, stand still, and let gravity finish the job for you. This might take some time, and the bird can cast fire on you, but try to pull it off. Trust me, it's worth it. And look, we don't even have upgraded weapons, yet we've already taken down 2 bosses. Now open your inventory and see that we're missing 40 strength and 23 faith to two-hand the Giant Crusher and use our buffs. That means we're still short by about 13 levels, and the best way to get them is simple. Roll some balls. Teleport back to Caelid, to the Lena's Rise side of Grace in Dragon Barrow. Every time you ride down the road, a massive boulder spawns and rolls at you. Just bait it off the cliff, watch it shatter, and pocket the runes. Reset at the Grace, and repeat. In about 20 minutes, you'll farm the levels you need. After that, you can finally enjoy the Giant Crusher at plus 12. Now it's time to test it out and grab even more power. Head to Liurnia, pick up the Academy key, and drop down where the statue grabs you and teleports you into Volcano Manor. From there, go to this shrine on the map, pop a gold pickled Foulfoot, and farm these not-so-friendly guys for the Madness Helmet. That's a free plus 10% damage. And now, finally, the first bosses. The boring setup part is done. Time to test everything we've collected. Our victims will be the Crystallians for Terra Magica, Demi-Human Queen to get the staff, a couple of Rot Cultists for the Rot Talisman that gives plus 20% poison damage, a Deathbird for a Talisman, and finally, Rennala, though I won't say why just yet. We cleared the small bosses, and it was pretty easy, But Rennala is a whole other level, and before we go to her, we need to know the buff rotation. Here's the order. Drink the Physic Flask, cast Shabriri's Howl, Golden Vow, Shabriri again, Blood Boil Aromatic, throw the pots for the Talisman proc, and finally Determination. That's our full buff setup for Rennala. We clear her minions, walk up to her, unleash everything, and the damage isn't enough. So where do we get more damage? The answer's simple. Stones. Smithing stones. Head into these 2 caves and vacuum up everything. That gets you 11 level 5 stones and 3 level 6 stones. Kill the miners, pick up the last level 5 smithing stones, grab another 6 inside the manor. The last 3 we will pick from the Radahn festival, and then take 2 from the bear over here. For smithing stone 7, grab the 2 in Caelid on the top of this skull. Farm a few more balls for upgrades, and walk into Rennala's fight with a completely different weapon. She's got 2 phases and a bunch of annoying summons, so start stacking your buffs right in the fight, after you drop 2 of her minions. Oh, satisfying, isn't it? Now here's the real question. Why did we skip Morgott and Godric and go straight to Rennala? The answer is simple. We were never planning to make a pure strength build. Everything we do leads us to the magical build.
Hello. Do you want to play a game?
Remember that Deathbird we farmed for runes early on? Yeah, it wasn't just for runes. It was for Death's Poker. And those Crystallians we smashed earlier? They were for Terra Magica, which only makes our build stronger. Or the somber smithing stones we've been collecting along the way? Everything from the start was planned for our magic build. So now it's time for a respec. Head to the round table, upgrade Death's Poker to +6, then teleport back to Limgrave and kill this little imposter. From him we get a larval tear, and that's our rebirth ticket. Respec out of strength and pump into 17 dex, 20 intelligence, and vigor, enough to wield Death's Poker properly. And here's where another stat comes in that most people ignore. Mind. Mind is the fuel for our FP, and this build burns through it. You need at least 25 mind. That gives you enough FP to keep your buffs rolling and still have juice left for the one-shot. If you skip mind, your chain collapses, so lock those points in. If you left some points after this, congrats, put in intelligence and vigor. And just like that, we put it on and start a brand new chapter of the run. So here are our next targets. The Erd Tree in Lernia for another tier, Godskin Noble to push Death's Poker even further, Commander O'Neill for the Commander's Standard, Loretta for a Talisman, Morgott, Godric, and Godfrey's Icon, plus a whole lot more. Then we teleport to Liurnia, show the Erd Tree it's time to hand over the tier, and don't forget to put Slots the Crystal tier into our Physic. Next stop is the Godskin Noble in Volcano Manor, toss a Sleeping Pot right at him, buff up the same way as before, but this time swap Determination for Terra Magica, and see the result. After that, pick up the Somber Smithing Stone 7 right there. Next, we head into Dragon's Barrow Caelid. This is where you pick up Somber Stones 8 and 9, pushing Death's Poker right up to the edge of max power. Up it in the round table hold, and now you can delete half of the main game bosses with a single hit. So we head straight to Morgott, drop him, and slot in the Red Feathered Branch Sword Talisman. Right after that, we go straight to Godric, delete him just as easily, grab his Great Rune, activate it, and unlock another talisman slot back at the round table. But here's the dilemma. We've got 3 talisman slots, but only 2 talismans. So we head to Caria Manor, take down Loretta, and unlock Ronnie with her beautiful legs, and, more importantly, the tower with that creep and his quest for a talisman. Rush through his quest line, and we grab the Magic Scorpion Charm Talisman. Alright, with that sorted, it's straight to Leyndell. First, we take down the Tree Sentinel, then Godfrey, and finally, the big test, Morgott. For the others, our damage was more than enough. But here, you need to stack everything perfectly. Buff up fully before the arena. Then drop the halberd, the pots, and Terra Magica inside the fight. And the damage is not enough. So what are we going to do about it? We are going to grind. And where's the best place to farm runes? That's right, Mohgwyn Palace. Well, there are other methods too. You can check them up here. So head to the round table hold, buy a bow, grab some arrows from Kael, and then start Vare's questline. Finish it and offer your beautiful hand to this gentleman in a mask. And boom, you're in the palace. Pick up the map, run straight to this side of Grace, stand on the edge, and start farming. While you're here, scoop up the Ancient Dragon Somber Stone, the final piece to max out Death's Poker. And don't forget to pump some extra points into Vigor. More health means you can tank Morgott's swings, trade blows, and still land your one-shot when it matters. Now the weapon's fully online, the stats are juiced, and the build is ready. Morgott didn't fall the first time, but when we come back, it won't be a fight. It'll be an execution. With Morgott finally roasted on his own throne, the path forward opens. Killing him unlocks new buffs and pushes the story straight toward the Fire Giant. But here's the catch. We're not ready to delete him just yet. The one-shot needs a little more fuel.
And this fuel is seppuku. For this build, we put it on the Shotel, not because it's strong, but because it's one of the lightest weapons you can stick seppuku on. It does the job without weighing you down. And yeah, stabbing yourself with a curved blade looks as awkward as it sounds, but hey, it works. You can pick up the Shotel from the Nomadic Merchant in Siofra River for 2,500 runes, then slot seppuku onto it once you grab the Ash of War on the Frozen Lake, east of the Freezing Lake Grace in the mountaintops. Seppuku not only boosts bleed buildup, but more importantly, it procs 2 buffs. Lord of Blood's Exaltation, which you get by taking down Esgar in the Lanedel Catacombs, and the White Mask, dropped by one of the invaders in Vare's questline at Mogwin Palace. Together, those stack another 20% plus 10% onto your damage output whenever you draw blood, even your own. And from here on out, seppuku joins the list of buffs you'll be cycling through in the full one-shot rotation. And with all of this, we are ready for our next target, Radahn. Radahn himself isn't complicated when you're swinging Death's Poker. Normally, his fight is a festival of summons and comets, but for us, it's just timing. Buff up, ride in close, bait the big swing, and detonate Ghost Flame right into him. The stars fall, the cutscene plays, and the general gets erased like any other mob. And now it's time for the star of this run, Mogh, the boss who blocks our way into the DLC. We try to kill him with Death's Poker, but nope, the damage just isn't there. So next we pull out the Giant Crusher. Still not enough. We even upgrade it, put fire on it, and guess what? Still not enough damage. And this is where most people would give up and say, well, Mogh isn't even a required boss. You can skip him, farm him with a bug, or just shoot him from a safe spot. Basically 100 excuses and cheesy tricks. But that's not what we're here for. We're here to actually kill bosses, not make excuses. And for that, we need a little bit of magic.
Good news is we already have enough intelligence from using Death's Poker. So the plan is super simple. Get the staff and grab Comet Azure. To do that, we blast through 2 bosses in the Academy, pick up the staff, and then grab the Comet near the shack where we got Golden Vow earlier. Next, we go take the Cerulean Hidden Tear from the tree. That gives us infinite FP for 5 seconds, which is exactly what we need for the Comet. After that, yeah, it's kind of boring, but we gotta farm 9 Somber Smithing Stones again. It's not too bad though. Here's the map, just go upgrade. The last stone you can get either after Anastasia's 3rd invasion in the Snowfield, or by finishing Latenna's quest. At this point, we already have enough damage, but if you want to push it even further, grab the Jellyfish Shield and the Graven Mass Talisman for another 8% damage boost. Trigger your buffs, plant your feet, and let the beam ride. His ritual never even starts. Mogh just melts. Now the DLC is open, and that means our path leads to Mesmer, Rennala, the 3-phase tree, the hippopotamus, and of course, to the main boss of this run, the Fire Giant. But that's another story. Perfect for part 2 of this video. And that's where part 1 ends. We've built the one-shot from the ground up. Stacked buffs, stacked talismans, farmed levels, crushed Rennala, clapped Godric, burned Morgott, and even pulled Radahn out of the sky. Thanks a lot for watching the video. I really appreciate you sticking around till the end. If you'd like to see the second part, make sure to write part 2 in the comments down below. If you want more Elden Ring content, make sure to subscribe. Your support means a lot to the channel. This was Hawk Live Gaming. See you in the next video.